North or south? North or south?
We were all
I've been
babies.
here.
I know.
4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, we are live, everybody, from Welcome, North Carolina. We are inside Richard Childress Racing Museum. It's a rainy night out in Charlotte, in this area, so we thank you all. We have some folks in the audience here, and obviously, if you guys are joining us online, you know what this event is. It's an exclusive event between Richard Childress Racing, their drivers, who I will introduce in a second, but I know you all know who they are, and Streamily. So we're going to be signing merchandise. We have some quarter panels, because I guess it's not sheet metal anymore, right?
It's not sheet metal
No.
anymore, but I give my fair share to the donation pile.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the first joke from Kyle Busch, everybody. I'm Shannon Spake. We have Austin Dillon, Daytona 500 winner, Coca-Cola 600 winner, Truck Series champion, and Xfinity Series champion. So because we have a live audience, let's do it again. Everybody clap for Austin. We have Kyle Busch, KFB. We all know Kyle Busch, two-time Cup Series champion, one of NASCAR's 75 greatest drivers, and of course still doing his thing. This weekend, he is going to be making, is it 750, Kyle?
Thank you, Shannon.
Oh,
Yep.
my goodness.
Appreciate that.
When did that happen?
I don't know. 749 of them have gone by in a hurry. That's for sure.
That's a big number.
I know. Thank you.
Well, you know, hey, you know.
You know what else is a big number? The older we get.
At my age,
Yeah.
yeah. Kyle Busch, everybody.
Hey.
And of course, few in the garage mean more to the sport of NASCAR than the man that's sitting right there in the middle. Of course, Hall of Famer Richard Childress built all of this, built Richard Childress Racing, has 16 championships across all three series, of course, going for another one this weekend with Jesse Love out there in Phoenix. So we're going to talk to you about that as well. But the man, the myth, the legend, that would be Richard Childress. Remember, there is a QR code on the screen if you guys are watching at home or wherever, hopefully not in the car while you're driving. QR code where you can actually buy some merchandise. Once you purchase that merchandise, they're going to literally bring it right out here. The guys are going to sign it. They'll say hello to you. The folks in the audience have purchased some stuff, and we'll get that signed. We're going to take some questions, but you can also go to streamily.com/RCR team. That's another place that you can go to be part of this event, which is really cool. I'm honored to be here. I love the fact that you guys are going to sign autographs, and I'm wondering, because I've seen you guys sign a lot of autographs, walking through the garage, walking to the grid. Strangest, most bizarre thing that you've ever had to sign, Kyle. And we can go there, like, you know.
Yeah.
750 starts. You've earned the right to be honest.
I've only signed bare skin chests twice in my career, so it hasn't been a whole lot. I think those days are gone, or they're just scared of Samantha, whichever. But the strangest has got to be, I was at an autograph signing at Eminem's World in Orlando, and lady comes in and is like, oh my gosh, I left all my stuff at home. I don't have anything. She's carrying a baby in a baby bag. And she's like, she's looking around. I'm like, well, here's a hero card. She goes, no, I want something of mine. And so she digs through her bag a little bit, and she pulls out a baby's diaper.
Oh, my gosh.
And I was like, I could sign the bag. And she goes, no, I don't want you to sign the bag. And so I signed a baby. It was clean.
Yeah, well, I mean, hopefully it was in her bag.
It was a clean
yeah.
one, right?
Yeah.
And so I was like, that's kind of weird. But, hey, it happened. So, yeah, that's probably my weirdest one.
Ma'am, if you are watching right now, please let us know if you framed that diaper and it's on the wall somewhere in your home. That's a good one.
With the hero card.
Yeah. RC, what's the, I mean, listen, back in the day, I'm sure there were lots of unique things.
Yeah, there was, like Kyle said, a few bear skins you would sign with ladies back in the day. And
Because I was going to make a joke, but I avoided it.
And but probably one of the, I still remember, we was at some autograph deal, and we're signing autographs, and this guy walks over and he pulls up his pants and he pulls his leg off and hands it to me, and says, "Would you
Oh my
sign
gosh.
this, please?" I mean, he had
Leg.
an artificial leg.
Yeah,
Prosthetic.
Yeah,
yeah.
prosthetic leg.
I guess not wooden. I mean,
So
that would be like.
Was it wooden?
No,
Back in that day, it might have been wooden.
Yeah, it might have been wooden, but no, I think it was
Now they're
plastic.
carbon these days.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they're cool.
But that was years and years ago.
That's great. What about you, Austin?
Yeah, no, prosthetic legs, arms, those happen. But probably when they just hand you a baby and it's like, sign my baby, it's kind of like, it's kind of odd. He might not want my autograph. Can't really say anything about it, but yeah, you sign a baby when that's kind of different.
Yeah, I'm sure that you guys have seen like tattoos of your signatures on people, right? That's got to be a very interesting experience to see your name tattooed on somebody. I know that you guys will oftentimes sit down and sign for hours and hours and hours. So what's the most that you've signed in one sitting?
Man, I don't know. When they lay out those Panini cards, it takes a little bit of time there. Probably 3 hours.
Wow. No cramps, no hand cramps?
Yeah, you take a break and
Take a
just
little
chill
breaks.
for a second and then go again. Not really. Everybody asks your hand cramp, but mine doesn't really cramp. I don't know.
What about you, Kyle?
This was in the early days when I first made it to NASCAR. They came out with that that Ditech 87 car for me that I ran in the Busch Series, and it was the Mummy car. It was the Mummy movie, whatever that was out at the time. And so I sat and signed. I think they made 3,800 of those or something like that.
moly.
And so they had them all lined up on a table, and I rolled the whole table. I think it took 3.5 hours.
Wow.
3,600.
Wow. I saw you do an interview recently where you talked about the Indiana Jones car that you...
Yeah, that was a cool one.
Yeah, that was...
The Indiana Jones scheme was 2008 Darlington. That was my Southern 500 victory. M&M's was obviously, tied in with the promotions around that movie, and so they came out with a movie car, and yeah, it won the race. So
that's awesome.
yeah.
Your favorite paint scheme ever, Richard, was what? Do you have the black Goodyears, the Good Wrench is obviously legendary.
Yeah.
What's your favorite paint scheme?
Anyone that has a lot of champagne on it after we win the race. That's my favorite. That's my favorite one.
I love that. What about you, Austin?
I tell you, I had my favorite of my cars. One of them was last weekend. We had the Winchester car. We had the ducks on the side of it, and they do some awesome paintings for the Winchester ammo. So it was just like, it was a piece of art, really, instead of just like a car with nothing on it. It was with a logo, but it was artwork. It was really cool. I think my crew chief and I both wanted the doors off each side.
Yeah, that's cool. You gonna get them?
I think so.
Did
Yeah.
you might know somebody?
We might keep those ones.
Do you reach out, try to reach out to the person that designed it to talk to them and tell them how cool this car was?
For sure, I think Hook one time did a really cool car in Homestead. Got to meet the artist of it. It's always cool when an artist does it. That was it Peter Mack's car?
Yeah, that's a story in itself.
Yeah.
It's sitting next door. And Peter Max, I don't know how many knows, he's one of the famous artists out of New York. And we'd do a special car, and we're sitting in the office over here, and Peter Max was here, GM. So we're going to do this car. So Dale walked outside, and he said, "I'll drive it. Car. Don't look at it. I'll drive it. Don't ask me to get in that uniform like that." So we didn't. He wore a white uniform.
That's awesome. Yeah, this is.
Did they make a uniform for him?
He
made
wasn't going
one,
to
but
wear
he
it.
wouldn't
Yeah,
wear it?
he had all that. You've seen the car.
I've seen the car.
Yeah, he
I never
said
saw
no.
the suit,
I don't know
so
what
it never
happened
made
to
it
it,
to
but-
the daylight.
They had the whole thing, a big display of everything, how they were going to do
Yeah.
it.
He didn't want to look like
Somebody
Jeff Gordon.
Yeah.
Where'd the suit go? Where did the suit go? The fire
Be a
suit.
good,
I have
good
no
place
idea.
to find that.
Yeah.
We need to try and
They
track
took
it
all
down.
of that stuff back when they
Wow.
I said, "No, I'm not wearing that suit."
Wow.
He
All
called
white.
me outside to tell me that.
That's great. He could do whatever he wanted
Star
to
power,
do.
that's
Yeah,
right.
That's right. He doesn't want to wear. He wants to wear white. He wears white. Once again, I want to remind everybody at home. So it's streamily.com/RCR team is where you can go online. The QR code is on the screen as well. You could purchase memorabilia. It's all sitting right over there. And once you purchase it, tag your name. They'll bring it in here. They'll have the guys sign it. The guys will give you a shout out. You can also send in some questions if you have any questions for any of these guys. But we are in the Museum of Richard Childress Racing, and this was, Richard corrected me, not the original race shop, but it was it's the place where all of Dale's cars were created, and this is now the museum. And is it up on the hill? Is it like down the road where I haven't been here in so long, Richard. Like the shop now is
the
just
shop's right behind us over here, the big shop. But we were on Gun Creek Road when Earnhardt came to drive for me in '81. He come back in '84, and we were up there, and we won our first race off of Gumtree Road up there. And we moved in here in '85, '86. I say '85, it was more like '86. You got the internal revenue break. Instead of getting 19 years, it was going to 31-year depreciation. So we moved in '85. It left it at 19. So it was actually '86, and we won the first championship out of here.
I saw you when you walked in, and I saw you kind of walk up to the car that's sitting out there, and I just struck me because I'm assuming that when you walk in here, the history of it, and even kind of reminiscing and thinking back to those years, it probably does wash over you a little bit.
Yeah, when we first turned this in, what are you going to do with it? Turn it in a museum, and I'd come up here at night by myself, have a bottle of wine, not a glass, and walk around and think, and just it really hits you about the history and what we did, and it I'll be honest, it gets you emotional. It did me for a while, and it was that's what I did back in the day. So now I walk in, I look, and I remember Daytona, I remember Talladega, I remember all this different stuff in here.
When he was a younger kid, did you have to keep him? I could see you and Ty sort of running around here wanting to get in the cars, and were they allowed to? Were they allowed to get in these race cars?
We'd push them around on creepers, and they'd be on a creeper or something. We'd push them around in here, and they would crawl all around and everything. So
that's really cool.
Yeah. When I got in the NASCAR E-Series, he wouldn't come off of any tungsten for my cars. So we come up here and robbed him out of a couple championship cars. We got him out of Harvick's Xfinity championship car, I think.
Awesome.
And we tried to get him out of my dad's car, but they just used lead in his car. So we didn't want that. We shoved it back and took the tungsten out of Harvick's.
When did he find out that you were taking that stuff?
Oh, down the road.
yeah, after I found out it was gone.
That's an awesome story. Do you have Brexton running around where do you keep do you have any of your old cars?
I've got a lot of stuff. Yeah, I've got my 2 championship cars that we won at Homestead. I've got my 2015 car from Sonoma, my first win back after injury.
Wow. That would be a championship car there, right?
Yep. And then a lot of fans out there, obviously, they probably have the Bristol sweep sets, of the die-cast. I've got the real sweep sets of the real cars.
That's awesome.
Those are pretty cool. I got a couple late models that I raced as a kid, and my legend car that I raced as a kid, and then, of course, some cool old cars as well, too, like 56 Chevy pickup and 69 Chevy Camaro and a 67 FJ Cruiser. So
wow, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I love that. What is a favorite car that you have? Whether it be one of your racing cars or just a personal one?
I've been fortunate they've kept some of my cars here in the museum. I've got, I think one that's really cool is the first dirt race back at Eldora. That truck is really special to me. I had fun because I always looked at myself as a dirt guy. Larson was really touted as a dirt guy, and I was able to outduel him in that race, and that one's really special to me because I think he's pretty awesome on dirt.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I think he's got a future.
Yeah.
I love that. What about you? What's your
on pavement, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been pretty good
Yeah,
on
he
pavement.
can- anything he gets in. Favorite car? Did I ask you that? I asked you a paint scheme. Yeah. Do you have a favorite car?
All of them.
Yeah.
The ones you
It's
win,
okay.
all of
It's
them.
like your kids, right?
We've got one of Kyle's I think it's your first win down here. We got that car in here, and some of the cars I drove. I don't have many. I don't think I have a winning car in here. I didn't win that much, but I got some of my cars here. But all of this is just special to me.
I love it. It never gets old walking in here. You know, when you kind of walk through here and you do, like you said, walk through and realize the history. This room built the sport of NASCAR, and you know, I don't think that it ever gets lost on anybody. So again, Streamily.com/RCR team. We've got some stuff that we're going to bring in. Dave, the founder of Streamily, everybody. We'll get applause for Dave as well.
Okay.
So while they're signing stuff, does anyone have any questions in the audience? Yeah. Go ahead,
Do I
honey.
just sign this
Go
one?
ahead. We have a little girl. She's 9 years old. She missed school today from Greenville to come here. Oh, sorry. Hopefully I'm not getting you in trouble. She came here and she's got her little Bass Pro Shops hat on there. Austin.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Right.
What'd you say? It's signed by you? Yeah, that's good. I'm glad. Sign it again or sign your shirt. I love that.
What's your question, honey?
Oh, geez.
Not as many as me.
Not as many as Kyle.
Your first year was 05, Kyle?
Cup, yep.
Cup.
So I won the Xfinity Championship in 13, and I started Cup racing in 14. And so this year, I guess that means it's 11
Dave?
years. So
Can we get that
in the
I'll-
Cup Series.
I'll
So
mention it.
pretty long time.
There you go.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
no
I've got
one's
some Cheddar's posters here that we're signing away, and one of them to Aaron. So, Aaron, if you're watching, appreciate you. Thanks for tuning in and being a part of our night tonight and our fun festivities. And here's another one I'm going to sign right now for JR. Let's go.
You got any names over there, Austin?
Yep. I got Chris on here. His IG is Austin Dillon fan. I don't know how he was able to get that.
Original.
That's
Got to
pretty
be an
good.
OG. Is it spelled Austin? You got the spelling
got
and
it all.
everything? There you go.
All right.
There we go.
And then I got the Richmond win photo in black and white. It's to Wyatt, keep grinding. That's awesome.
Love that. That was a big moment this year, huh?
It was huge. It was the moment of the year for our team, and really proud of it.
Was it the win, the way you won, the way that things went down in past seasons, or just
Yeah,
everything?
I think all of it,
Yeah.
combining from the year before and being able to go back and do it again, but do it better. So that was probably it.
Richard, going this weekend, I mentioned the 16 championships that you have, that are housed at Richard Childress Racing, and obviously you have a chance to do it again this weekend with Jesse. What's the emotion for you, even this sort of long into doing this, to still have, that championship there?
It still has a great meaning. Kyle's won 2 championships. He's won a couple, not Cup. I've been involved in 16. We've won 17. My other grandson, Dillon, won the ARCA championship. We have his car in here. But all these different championships mean so much. Every one of them special. And going out with Jesse, we're also running for the Owners Championship with Austin Hill. So that means we got to beat the 19. And,
Yeah.
We got a chance to win the driver and owner, or the driver and owner with the 2, and the driver with the 2, and the owner with the 21. So
That's awesome.
pretty exciting weekend. So
Could be a big
never
weekend.
gets old.
No. How long, if you do win the championship, how long after the celebration does your off season start? And where's Richard going this year in the off season? We got any good? Hunting goes until what? January 1st here.
I go to Phoenix, and we auction a trip off for this gentleman to come to Phoenix, and I'm going to Alaska Monday morning, so I'll miss the banquet, but I got it set up for someone to accept a trophy.
Oh.
And so I'll be in Alaska hunting. This gentleman paid $500,000 to go to the race with me and to go hunting with me.
Wow.
It was a donation to the Safari Club International.
That's great.
So I'll be in Alaska hunting.
What are you hunting?
We'll be hunting a goat, a deer, they got bear, and ducks, fishing, whatever. It's a pretty cool trip.
What's the temperature out in Alaska this time of the year? Are you guys all bundled up when you're out
Yes.
there? Yeah.
Yeah,
See, you need to take some of this whiskey, this bourbon out there. That'll keep you warm.
I have some wine and something along for the trip. But it's going to be, the high may hit 40, 20s, and you'll be riding. It's going to be interesting.
That's
I'm
great.
not as young as I used to be, but I'm still, I can do it, but don't do it like I used to.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Austin, any off-season plans? I know, is Ace is racing?
Ace is not racing.
No, not yet.
He's only 5.
He
We're
will
in
be.
T-ball.
Well,
Kyle told me a good lesson.
What's that?
Don't even start thinking about it till you're 8, right?
At least, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 5
So-
was too young.
Yeah.
They don't have the mind capacity at 5 years old.
And
yet,
they
so.
do at 40? I'm just kidding.
You're literally taking the kids to the racetrack in a car seat at 5
Yeah.
years old still,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So,
I think right now we're enjoying T-ball. His
Yeah.
mom and I, Whitney, we had a blast coaching together this year. We coached the T-ball. She was head coach. I was assistant. I had to miss some games, but I led the practices, and then Whitney went in there, and she's a great cheerleader. Ace had a fun year in T-ball and doing a little soccer. So that's pretty much what we've been doing for sports for him. And then, yeah, we're going on a trip right after Phoenix as a family together. We're going to check out Hawaii for the first time.
Oh, nice.
Yep, going to do that, and then I'll be probably at my hunting land after that a lot.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
You guys all know that Austin played baseball, right, when he was younger? Yep.
A little baseball.
Now, will you, like, push Ace towards
Baseball?
Like,
I'll probably definitely push him through every sport to try it.
Yeah.
I feel like that makes you well-rounded, and yeah, we'll just try everything, and whatever he loves, we'll try and support him and push him to be good at whatever he likes.
yeah, I'm excited. Off season, probably a lot of Brexton racing, and I know November 8th, you guys have is it the Battle of the Bushes in Vegas?
yes, Serve Pro Battle of the Bushes round 2.
That's great.
We had a Battle of the Bushes. Brexton and I, we raced against each other in the micros earlier this year at Millbridge, and I came out on top of that one. So 1-0 for Dad, and so here comes our next venture in the Legends cars at my home track, the Bull Ring at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. So it's going to be a really cool weekend event of racing out there. They've got it's the open wheel showdown. So there's a bunch of sprint cars out there. I think the midget guys are going to be out there, the Legends cars, the Bandoleros. So full classes of everything that's going to be there. But we're only going to run the Legends cars and try to bring home a trophy overall, but more bragging rights for me.
Yeah, 2-0. Dad's looking to go 2-0. I wonder, like, did you, I think back to when I was a kid and kind of thinking about moments in my life, like, did you ever anticipate that one time, like, in your future, that you would be back at the Bull Ring with your son racing against him?
No, I didn't, actually. A couple of years ago, this is funny, when I owned KBM, the last year I owned KBM, obviously you take a primary truck and a backup truck to all your races, right? And so I told my guys, I said, we're not taking a backup truck for me. We have to put Brexton's Bandolero in the hauler. And they were like, what? You're going to not take a backup truck and you're going to put your kid's race car in there? I says, yeah. I says, pull up. We got to go to the Bull Ring. We got to race Thursday night or Friday night or whatever it was out at the Bull Ring, you know. And so we had his Bandolero rolling out of a semi-trailer. and he ended up finishing second. He led some laps but finished second. He was a little bit too loose, but it was like his 5th, 6th, 7th race in those cars. And from there, we went over and ran the Truck Series race. I won in the truck race, and
awesome.
both of them had to come back home. So, but I signed a cool photo. This is an in-car shot.
Oh, look at
I don't
that.
even remember taking that one, but cool little in-car shot during one of our photo shoots for Cheddar. So this is going to
pretty cool.
Ethan. So appreciate you, Ethan. Thank you very much.
We also want to thank Cheddar because they have sponsored the food here. There was food provided for all the staff here at RCR that's hanging out for this event tonight. Again, this is an exclusive event. It's the first time that Streamily is teaming up with NASCAR to do an event like this where literally you purchase the memorabilia. We have some, not sheet metal, but some quarter panels coming in here right now. I never know how to hang these on the wall. Like, I had a piece of sheet metal back in the day. How do you display it?
You want it in this color?
I mean, I don't really know. Do you guys know? Do you guys hang
How
them out
do we
there?
display the quarter panels? Anyone? Does anyone have one of these at home? A quarter panel? Yeah?
Okay.
How do you display it?
Okay.
I have it just sitting on top of a
There you go.
Thanks.
question from the
On a cabinet.
shop, so it's
Yeah.
kind of balanced. But
Go ahead.
I do
Yeah.
have Austin they did a silent auction at Talladega years ago. You know, so I bid on it and won. And they had another sheet on the table. And so everybody took theirs, and I go over, and it's like literally 2/3 of the side of the car.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, how am I going to get this from Talladega to Greenville, South Carolina?
Oh, wow.
And so we strapped it on the hood of our Explorer. Well, on the top, but I had went to Home Depot and got some wood and sandwiched it.
Oh, wow.
We looked like the Beverly Hillbillies.
Oh, wow. So for folks at home that might not have heard the story, the gentleman in the audience here, he got a huge, that was a side panel of Austin's car in Talladega and had to get it back to Greenville. But of course, those things don't fold and go in in a suitcase, or you can't really ship it that well. So he strapped it to the top of his car, and he said he looked like the Beverly Hills Hillbillies. So that's dedication right there,
Do
sir.
what you got to do, right?
That's right. Got to get it home somehow.
Take it home.
If you could redo any race, what would it be? This is from Marco. So thank you for the question, Marco. Kyle, if you could redo any race, what would it be?
I would have to go with. There's two of them. They're both the Daytona 500. The 2016 Daytona 500 was the year of all the Toyota guys. We pretty much kind of started like the manufacturer, right? Yeah. Like sticking together as a group. So it was all the JGR cars and the I think it was the Furniture Row car at that time. But anyway, there was 5 of us. We were all sticking together, and we were all in a line at the end, and we were protecting the bottom lane. And then the outside started coming forward. I think Harvick was the first one on the outside. And Denny pulled up. We were all told to, like, hey, whoever comes off the pit road first, like, it's their shot, it's their day to win. And so we were all just supposed to stay in line. Of course, Denny doesn't listen to nothing. So he pulls out of line and gets up in front of Harvick and takes the run, and then he's going by all of us. Like, he didn't just block the outside to slow it down. He takes the run and goes by all of us. So then that's when Kenseth got all sideways through 3 and 4. Yeah. But I saw Denny, like, kind of thinking about it and inching his way, like, up to the right a little, and I was like, I know he's going to do it. I know he's going to do it. But nope, I got to stay in line. I got to listen to the boss. I got to stay in line. And I just wish I would have jumped up in front of Denny and got the push from him and won that one. And then the other one was you and me, our first year, 2023. We were leading. We saw the white flag.
It was right there.
It was right there. I mean, we saw the white flag. It was from here to the wall. Caution comes out from a spin behind us, so we didn't take the white.
Daniel Suarez got us.
Yep. Suarez spun out. Yep. He also wrecked me in the dual race that year as well, too, so he got us twice. So we decided we were going to do like the teammate restart where we both take the front row and then pull down in line and try to, protect each other. And looking back on it, we made a mistake of just not controlling both lanes and making sure that we controlled both lanes. And so we screwed that up. And, yeah, we look back on that and think of a missed opportunity on that one.
Only thing I think we could have done is, like, if you would have cleared me on the backstretch and I would have had a run to you, that would have been the best thing we could have done. We got down too quick.
So is that your race too, 2023 Daytona 500?
No, Coke 600. The like 2 years after we won it, maybe 3. I got tires, and everybody in front of me didn't take tires, and I made like a 3-wide restart to the top, swung to the bottom, and I got all the way to Larson, who was on just right side, who was leading the race, and I went into 3, and all I had to do was hook the bottom. And I was just trying to clear him before exit of 4. And I wish that I would have just maintained to exit of 4, because when we got to 1, it was over because I had 4. And I washed up off of 4. Denny got a run, and we were 3 wide. And Ross was on the top and clipped Larson, and it wrecked us all right there. And Denny ended up winning the 600 off the bottom. But if I hold the bottom off of 4 there, I mean, that's the same thing. The white flag's right there. I made an awesome move to a, like, not very average move off of 4 there. Like, I made a really good move. We're going to win the race. Got too much off of 4.
You know what the commonality between 2 of those races were, right?
Denny,
yeah.
He's always up front. He's got a chance again this weekend.
Hamlin.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I won't ask you guys to pick your championship because I think it's way too hard to do that. Did you guys, I don't know if you guys at home have seen the bottles here, but these are Kyle Busch's bourbon. It's called Rebel, 108 proof, and he picked the barrel himself that the bourbon came from.
That's right. That was a cool little thing. Yeah, up at Rebels headquarters there in Kentucky. We got to do that. It was a lot of fun. They had 5 different samples out from 5 different barrels, and that was the barrel that I chose. So then they bottled that barrel, and boom, 108 proof Rebel bourbon selected by Kyle.
There you go.
Yeah, it's a good one.
I love it. That's
Yeah.
a big proof.
Yes.
I don't think I've had 108 proof since
108
college.
proof, that's right.
Since my college days. Is there any name on that, Kyle?
No
You don't
name
see
on
any
this one,
name
but they
that?
wanted some rowdy sig on there, so we gave them the rowdy on there as well,
All
too.
right. What do you got? Oh,
That's a
look at
young
that,
kid.
RC.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
Daytona after. No, that's Charlotte.
That's Charlotte, yeah.
Yeah, I see that over there. We used to always do them at Daytona, go out after qualifying and get a picture.
Let me see.
That's great.
That was years
So,
ago.
folks at home, there's a photo of RC. What year do you think that is, Richard?
That'd be 76.
Is it a silver over there?
1976.
Yeah.
It's a black and white photo at Charlotte of him outside. Which car is that?
Turn around.
Is that the?
That's an old Oldsmobile.
Yeah, an old Oldsmobile.
Yeah.
There you go. So
I was
someone.
I was a rebel. Always had the long shaggy hair and all that stuff.
Long hair made you a rebel back then.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, it did.
Now
Did you
it's
ever get a
long.
mullet?
No, I never did the mullet, but I
No?
had the long hair.
I think it'd look good on
All
you.
them, a lot of the drivers had crew cuts or flat tops or whatever they were back in the day.
So these photos that everyone's signing here, folks at home, I know I've said it already, but I'm going to say it again. You guys can purchase these photos. They will immediately bring those items, photos, die casts, hats, shirts, everything is back there. And Kyle, Austin, and Richard will sign it right here. If you put your name on it, they'll mention your name. It's the first time that Streamily's doing this with NASCAR. It's a very cool event. I know so many of you guys go to the garage to try to get autographs from your favorite drivers, and this is just a way that you can do it and literally watch them sign it in front of you. We do have Dave. Who was it from? Lindsay. Lindsay, thank you for your question. Austin, who are your racing heroes? That is a question from Lindsay.
Oh, we got 2 of them sitting here right now.
Amen.
He's full of HIT.
He had to
That's
say
not
that.
true.
Towing the company line.
You know, these are the 2 guys that are the only 2 that offered me a job in NASCAR. Little people know, Kyle approached me about driving for his Xfinity team when I was in the Truck Series.
Wow.
Pretty cool.
Why didn't you do it?
Boss man said,
Loyalty involved.
Boss man said no.
No,
This one.
I had a job for you.
He had a job at that time, but it helped me a lot that he believed in me because I think it made him believe in me too. So yeah, I mean, who else? I mean, when I was growing up, we had different drivers coming through here, and grew up around Clint and Harvick and Burton.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, hard to look up to Clint sometimes, but it was a good time usually when you're around him. But you know, Harvick and then obviously Dale Earnhardt, being able to be in that photo over there,
Yeah.
and 20 years later to be able to go win the Daytona 500, pretty cool. You know,
Very
so.
cool. Your racing heroes. I can't wait to hear this one. Obviously, Dale will be on that list. I'm sure it's a short list. But
Yeah, you got to go way back in time
yeah.
with me.
Well, that's what's cool about it.
Yeah, probably a lot of different ones. I like Kelly Yarborough.
Loves Kate.
You know, you go down here and look, you'll see some different stuff. Curtis Turner was probably my real hero. He
This is embarrassing. How many pieces of fenders do you have from my car?
I was gonna say, I'm trying to count up.
Sorry,
some money.
Richard.
It's like, there's another one.
But probably Curtis Turner back in the day, he was wild, and that's kind of, you know, I hung out at Bowman Gray Stadium as a kid with people like that and seeing some of the crazy things he did, and he was a great race driver. He's the one that helped get Charlotte Motor Speedway started and went through the boycott.
Yeah.
And at Charlotte Motor Speedway back in the 60s, and they kind of kicked him out, and he came back, and he was just always one of my heroes. The Myers brothers from here in Winston-Salem, you know,
Great.
were my
I
heroes.
think you're supposed to sign those
I
ones
love
too.
that.
You're on there, pretty
yeah.
boy.
Oh, I didn't know.
Kyle,
I didn't
who
see
are
that.
some of your racing heroes, courtesy of Lindsay? Thank you for the question again, Lindsay.
I would say my favorite growing up was Jeff Gordon. Everybody was Earnhardt fans. I remember the first NASCAR race that we went to was 1996 Phoenix, and we're all wearing Earnhardt stuff. Like back in that time, my parents tell me what to wear, right?
Yeah.
You know, so they give me an Earnhardt shirt. Everybody's wearing Earnhardt shirts. And I think Terry Labonte won that race, so it was actually kind of interesting. My first NASCAR race that I ever went to, I ended up taking
The ride.
Terry's ride after Terry decided he was done running full time. So that was interesting. But I remember growing up watching the sport and just loving all the drivers. You know, they all kind of had their differences, right? And so like seeing Dale the way he raced, and Jeff Gordon, and then Mark Martin to today is probably one of my all-time favorites of just the camaraderie with Mark and the respect that he has for me, I have for him, of just off track, just talking. You know, anytime I ever see him, you know, he's always coming up, putting his arm around me. So we have a lot of fun.
I had him on my podcast
Stand on his
recently.
tiptoes when he puts his arm
Yeah,
around you?
yeah, he has to.
It might be around my back, but you know.
He was great. I got to spend an hour talking to him, and we kind of ran through some of his old cars and old paint schemes and walked down memory lane, easy for me to say, which was really, really cool. You know, kind of playing off of what Austin said, where you wanted him to come and race for you, I don't think people forget. I certainly don't forget how many drivers have come through KBM and come through your system that are now going on to do amazing things. Do you feel like a sense of, I don't know, paternal kind of pull with some of those guys because they started with you and you essentially kind of scouted them?
Sometimes. I mean, you know, when you're out there on the racetrack and you're racing against them, it's like, hey, do you remember when?
Yeah.
You know, so like
I gave you your start, son.
Yeah, so like when I got ran over by Christopher Bell a couple times, I was like, dude, like, what are you doing? You know, like, show me a little bit of respect. Give me an inch, you know? And, you know, great for William to be in the Final Four and
Two-time Daytona 500 winner.
yep,
you know.
and Denny was, you know, he raced for KBM. He won some races for us at KBM, so I got 50% of the Final Four, I guess, that had come through our place. But you know, it was fun, the times that we had, and owning the team and seeing those younger guys come up and all that sort of stuff. And then it's kind of a unique opportunity then when you get to race against them, you know, and now they're winning races and competing for championships, you know.
That's awesome. I know that you do a lot with RCR, but you are a general manager as well. Do you guys know this? Do you guys know Austin's a GM of PBR and fishing? I didn't know. Are you the GM of the
fishing team?
Yeah. Is it a
more
team?
the
Is it a
PBR
fishing
team? The SFC team.
Yeah.
South Carolina Outcast. I let Austin Craven do the Outcast stuff, and we've got a really good partner there. But that sport's growing. I invest my time into the PBR, managing the Carolina Cowboys. And, you know, this weekend we are the 2025 PBR Teams champion.
That's awesome. What's that trophy look like?
Huh?
What's that trophy look like?
That trophy's awesome. It's a giant belt buckle. No. It's a giant, yeah. No, I don't think that one's going to pass, but
He may or may not have gotten one of the Cowboys
Oh.
to strip down a little bit,
Well,
and
you
just the belt.
yeah, it's a giant belt buckle, and it's pretty cool. It's customized. We worked on the customization of it for our team this week. We got to pick the gym. We went with diamonds. We're all diamonds in it,
That's
so it's pretty
awesome.
cool. And man, we put a lot of effort into that team, and building it over the last 4 years has been fun. Like, you know, watching it grow from the beginning and get to where it is now, and like design the culture of the team. You know, every year we have a training camp with 2 Navy SEALs.
Oh, wow.
And we've just learned a lot over the year of taking an individualized sport where you've never really had to work with other riders, and making it a team sport, making it about each other, and really riding for each other and the brand. And those guys went out there and did it. And really cool is the MVP of the championship this weekend was from Cherryville, North Carolina, little 20-year-old Clay Guyton, and he crushed it. And we got him in a trade this offseason. That trade
awesome.
turned out to be a really good one for us.
That's awesome. I want to ask you more about that, but first, Santiago. I want to name the people who. So we had Santiago had something signed. William Good had something signed. Yes. Leo.
This is Leo. This is a shirt for Leo. He's from Switzerland.
Oh wow.
So way across the pond, and so this is going to Leo. Appreciate Leo. He got a video photo with me in 2024. He says, he wants to come to another race in 2026 and do it again. So
That's awesome.
looking forward to seeing you again, Leo. Come on.
That's awesome. I love that. So we've got Santiago, Leo, and William. Any other names over there?
This
and
one's
I think,
for Aaron.
Oh, Aaron.
Aaron.
There you
What do
go.
you got on yours there?
Just hanging out.
Hall of Fame.
Have you actually ever been on a?
Seymour.
Seymour.
Oh, Seymour.
That's what you say, Seymour.
Seymour, Richard signed something for you at home. Again, QR code. Go ahead and purchase some stuff. We probably have tons more of quarter panels of Kyle Busch's stuff back there.
Oh, my God.
There's like 80. No, I'm just kidding. Have you ever been on a bull?
No, and I won't.
Don't you own one, too, though?
I own some bulls.
Yeah?
Yeah. My bull won the Derby, which is he's the best 3-year-old in the whole deal. He won it last weekend. It's pretty cool. His name's
Wow.
Moolah. So
That's
I'm
a
excited
good
about him.
name.
Yeah.
That's a good name. Have you ever ridden the mechanical bull?
Oh yeah, I've been
Okay.
on a mechanical bull.
How long did you go?
Well, I mean, it's late at night at like what was Dale Jr.'s bar?
Whiskey River?
Whiskey River. I've done it there multiple times, but yeah, no, I mean, I got pumped up one time at the World Finals when we first got into this thing. I was like, maybe I could do this. And you get up behind the chute, and that bull kicks one time in the chute, and you said, yep. RC's got the best quote about it. He said, you know, I'd choose the electric chair over a bull. At least you have a shot of the power going out.
You know you're going to get hurt on those bulls.
No, they are vicious. When I and it's a buffalo, it's not a bull, but I did some games out in Colorado, and Ralphie,
Dillon fan.
Ralphie comes running out there, and that is a large animal who's literally
Towing
running,
like 5 people.
just running wild. I'm like, I'm gonna go be in the tunnel. I'll come back out here when Ralphie gets put back in his container.
That's cool.
They're large. Have you ever been on a bull or a mechanical bull?
Mechanical bull, yeah.
See, I've never. Like I'm good.
I have
I don't like falling. You have?
One time,
Mechanical bulls are fun.
I was in Africa. There was some alcohol involved many years ago. This guy was walking his bull down through there on a rope. Little old.
Like a dog.
So you've been on a real bull?
Yeah. So I bet my buddy, I said, hell, I bet I can ride that bull. So bad move. I didn't make it probably a second. He didn't want nobody on his back. I could have got hurt in Africa and who never,
Oh
no
my
doctors or
gosh.
nothing.
And so you just got, I guess, bucked, right? Is that, yeah?
That was my only chance and last.
Wow. What got you into bull? Were you just a fan of it?
So we were presented with the opportunity through the commissioner of the PBR. RC got the opportunity and gave it to me to vet it, and I vetted it out, looked at it, came back to him and said, man, I think this is a great opportunity. It's going to be cool for the sport. It's going to change it. And we took it and we've run with it. We managed the team the first year, picked up our option to buy, and 4th year we're now PBR teams champions. So
That's
it's pretty
great.
cool.
That's awesome. What does the season look like for those guys?
It's 13 events. You get a home event, and you get home event. Every team gets a home event, and then there's 2 off-site events like Anaheim this year, and the other one was in Georgia, and then the finals are in Vegas, and so it's a grueling 12-week stretch, and then they go to Vegas, and you fight for a championship. Your seeding is based off the regular season. So we came in as the 5th seed. We had some struggles early, but got hot late. We were at 9-3 to end the season. We won all of our. It really started here at our home event here in Greensboro. We went 3-0, and that's where the team kind of caught fire. And then we got to Vegas and really did well. We opened up Friday night going 5 for 5.
Wow.
There's not many of those in the league history, so we have 3 of them, which is pretty cool. We have the highest score ever in league history, which is like 448.
That's
That's
awesome.
really good. And then Saturday night, we won again, knocked out the team that we lost to in the championship the year before. So that was getting over the hump for the Carolina Cowboys right there, is kind of beating the team that had beat us last year in the championship. And then Sunday was electric. We had a tie ball game, which has never been done in the league, and they had a ride-off where Clay was able to stay on his bull to take us to the championship. And in the championship, we rode 3 bulls to win, 3 to their 2, I believe.
How cool.
Yep.
Totally different world. I know nothing about it. I'm going to have to start watching now.
It's pretty good. It's right after Xfinity on CW.
There you go.
So
Look at that.
We're starting to kind of pull in a lot of NASCAR fans because of the CW and Xfinity stuff.
Love that.
Yep.
We got Is that another?
All right. It's not mine this time.
It's Austin's, a piece of Austin's car. That's a large. That's a large piece of.
Yeah.
Every time I see
You
that,
wanna do
I
white
hear the
here?
cash register go ching ching.
Ching,
I just
ching.
signed a Rebel shirt for Rich Langley, and he says to tell RC hello. So Rich says hello.
Hello, Rick. How are you? Thanks for tuning in.
Does anyone? We have some folks. If you're just tuning in on the streaming, this is a live event. The first that Streamily is doing with NASCAR, and of course RC. We're here at the Richard Childress Racing Museum. We are literally sitting in the middle of so much history in NASCAR, and we do have some folks here in attendance. Anyone else have questions for the guys?
This is for Brian in the audience.
There you go,
Brian. There we go. Nice work, buddy. Good choice there. Love the Lucas.
No questions? Anyone? You guys came all the way from. So we have a guy here. How far did you come, sir? About 4 hours. Drove 4 hours.
Oh.
Oh, yeah? There we go at the Coke appearance at the Walmart. Oh, yeah. I actually,
To who?
RC, the one you gave me?
Yeah, one I gave you.
Oh, shoot, he might not have ever seen that knife, so don't tell him.
What? Do you give you a knife?
You gave me a knife.
Yeah, the one that had your granddaddy picture and
How are we looking on time?
Dale's picture on it. The folder this year.
Did you give him a penny, Austin?
I don't know.
Perfect.
I need to go figure out if it should be in my truck. Yeah. You made the first one that had the. I remember the first one, and I remember you gave me another one this year. So I know exactly what you're talking about. I think either Dad has it or it's in my truck right now. Yeah. Put me on the
Austin's
spot.
talking to someone in the audience about he gave you a
Yeah,
knife.
he's a custom knife builder. He does a really
that's
good
awesome.
job.
Very cool. There you go. How many of those do you have? He's given you
He's
one?
giving me one each year
Oh,
at the
wow.
Walmart appearances. Yeah. This
Wow.
last year he put images of RC.
It was your RC, Dale, and you on there.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Was there a name on that one? Janine.
Janine.
We've got Brian in the audience, Dean.
All right. This one's for Jamie.
There we go.
That's right.
RC, I want to go back in time a little bit. Who was the best storyteller? You talked about some of your heroes of NASCAR. Who was the best, back in the day when, there was a lot of time, no one was on their cell phones and checking social media. Sure, you guys just
Rain
sat
delay
around.
clocks.
Yeah, just hanging out when you guys, practiced and
Yeah, when
tested and all that stuff.
biggest thing would happen would be the card games. After we get done or late at night or if it rained or something, as soon as it started raining, a card game would break out. And there were some real characters in it. And, I can,
What about chocolate?
yeah, Chocolate was probably the greatest storyteller. Chocolate come along, and back when I was racing, he come over one day and wanted to borrow some of my dirt tires. He was going to go race at Stokesdale or somewhere. And so then he wanted a job. I said, Chocolate, I can't pay you nothing, but I'll make you famous someday. So he is today.
Yeah, he is. He certainly is. One of a kind. Who do you think is the best storyteller in the garage? Do people even tell stories anymore, Austin?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
I mean, Chocolate is a great storyteller.
Yeah.
That's why he's on the radio and MRN doing what he does.
Yeah.
Or Sirius XM. Great storyteller. My dad's a pretty funny storyteller.
Yeah, he's real good.
Who else? Danny Lawrence. He'll get you a good one every now and then. You just got to find the right guys. I don't know. Who's a good storyteller to you?
The one most full of crud has got to be Noah.
Yeah.
Does he tell a
I
lot
don't
of
know.
fish
His
tales?
stories might be true.
Maybe.
They're pretty far-fetched, but they're
Yeah,
true.
exactly. Maybe.
A lot of the spotters are great at it. The spotter community has all the goods.
Yeah.
They're
Andy's pretty good.
Yep.
Andy Houston.
Houston and Petrie.
Petrie.
Yeah.
Petrie tell a good story every now and then.
Yeah, Brad Doherty was the best when I was at ESPN with him. Man, you'd sit at a restaurant and he'd have a couple glasses of wine and he'd start talking about, Jordan, and he had a loud voice and everyone would listen to him. And you'd
Talks
be like,
pretty slow too.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he's country.
Yeah,
For sure.
That's what's good. That's what good storytellers you can understand.
For sure. Tell a story. Story behind your bourbon. Let's get into that a little bit. I know that you mentioned that you picked out the barrel. Why bourbon? Like, what was the thought process behind this?
Well, obviously Rebel bourbon, being from Kentucky. Kentucky's where bourbon's made. So people think of whiskey, they think of bourbon. They're different. Whiskey comes from Tennessee. Kentucky is where bourbon has come from. So also the bourbon has to come from a charred barrel. So they get flame on the inside of the barrel, char the wood a little bit, and then let it soak, let it sit, let it age. And that's actually kind of what gives you the color. Because the alcohol color, when it comes out, when it's just pure alcohol, it's white, it's clear.
Huh, I didn't know
so
that.
yeah, so yeah, the barrel gives you its color. But yeah, cool stuff to go up there and do that. And I think there's still a barrel there that's got my signature on it. So
Oh,
I think
wow.
that one's still aging. So another year or two. My favorite, I love the 10 year. The 10 Rebel 10 is awesome. That's my best flavor that I enjoy the most. And
Is that the most expensive?
it's got to be, right? Yeah, I got expensive taste, just like my wife. You know, where do you think I got it from? But yeah, I think that it's got 2-3 more years before the 10 comes out. So
Awesome. Speaking of your wife, I do want to mention Samantha because I saw her at the White House
Yes.
recently. What an incredible opportunity for her to get to go there. And I did text her and congratulated her and told her what great things she was doing. And she said it happened very quickly. So
did.
what was that process like?
yeah, it was really, really cool. Current administration obviously invited Samantha up there to go up there and speak on our behalf of the Bundle of Joy Fund. For those that may not know, the Bundle of Joy Fund is our charity that we help raise money and raise awareness for people that are going through infertility. Samantha and I battled having our children, Brexton and Lennox. Now we have our 2 healthy young kids, and but the financial burden that some families go through in order to be able to just try, like it's not even a guarantee that you spend $20,000-$25,000 for one try to go through IVF is very expensive. So one of the lead medications for that is pretty pricey, and so Trump was able to figure out that there were different costs of that same medicine here versus over in Europe. And so he cut the cost of that medicine over here, and it's the same across the board no matter where you are, no matter what state you're in, what country you're in. So he made that law, and then also made an order for all employers to offer IVF coverage, similar to dental coverage and similar to vision coverage. When you work somewhere, you can kind of sign up for those. You can also sign up for IVF coverage as well too. So obviously, if you can reduce the cost to the consumer, the people going through IVF treatments, then it's just going to allow more people to be able to go through those treatments. But also for us with the foundation, if we have to give a grant of $20,000, well, now if we only have to give a grant of $5,000, we can spread our funds a whole heck of a lot further. So we're still going to keep the charity going and helping those that need the help in order to make it to where they can have their own bundle of joy.
She's your biggest champion when you get off the racetrack every single weekend. What was it like to watch her do that and then kind of be there for her when she stepped down?
Yeah, no, it was awesome. It was a lot of fun because, who gets invited to the White House, right?
I'm sure he has many
yeah,
times.
well, and let alone to speak,
Yeah, no kidding,
and,
yeah.
and to give a speech. So she got asked to go on Tuesday evening. Our foundation director called Samantha and said, hey, they want you to come to the White House. And she's like, okay, when? And they're like, Thursday. And so she was like, oh my gosh. And so she had to write a speech and figure it all out and, get her way up there and stuff like that.
That's
But was able to stand up at the podium and give a speech on behalf of, the people that have gone through the trials and tribulations of everything and being able to go through IVF. So she was that factor of the people that were there on the panel that were speaking. So pretty cool.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
Have you been at the White House before?
I have not been inside of it.
No?
Just saw it from outside.
I did a tour with my kids and got to walk through it, and you just realize all the history that's there. It's pretty special. I wouldn't even know what it was like to stand up there and talk.
Yeah,
you
right.
know?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a big
so
deal.
that was a big deal. That was really,
Yeah.
really cool. So very proud of her on all those efforts that she's done with the foundation.
That's awesome. How many times have you been there?
A few.
Yeah, a few.
Trump invited me to his Christmas party.
Oh,
the
wow.
year that he got in there. But one of the coolest things I did was in Charlotte. His assistant called. I'd spoke in 16, I guess, and then going into this year in 24, his assistant Nicole called and talked to Sandra. Said, President wants to know if Richard's coming, if he'll speak at Charlotte like he
He's
did in
campaigning.
16.
He's campaigning there.
Yeah, he was campaigning. I said, yeah, I wasn't going. I said, tell him, yeah, I'll come down there. So I did, and then the next day they called, and she said, would he introduce the president? tonight. Well, he was campaigning. He was still the president in my book. And I got to introduce the president at Charlotte. I don't know if any of y'all were there or not, but
The race?
yeah. No, not at the race.
Oh, you mean at his
the-
campaign?
Then I invited him to the race, and then I invited J.D. Vance. But we had Vice President, he is Vice President now, J.D. Vance, right here in Welcome about 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago, and spent some time with him here.
That's great. Did you make an a race fan out of them?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They're all racing.
You know what he told me? He said, I was at Daytona. This is a Vice President of the United States. I was at Daytona the day that Dale Earnhardt got killed as a fan, just in the
Really?
grandstand.
Wow.
So
Maybe I sat next to him and I didn't even know it.
yeah,
I was in the
there.
grandstands too. That was
You were?
Kurt's
Yeah.
first 500.
yeah. So he's a fan, you know, and I carried I invited him and his family, and he brought his wife and kids to Charlotte at the Roval, and then I invited President Trump through a letter you got to send to certain people and to come to the 600, and he came to the 624.
I'm sure he won't be able to do it while he's president, but maybe after his term, we can get him in a race car. Get him get him in a
Richard
ride
should
around.
give him a ride.
That's right.
Yeah,
Give him
exactly.
a ride around.
We just had a new request come in for a BetMGM sponsor shirt here to Preston. Appreciate you, Preston. Thank you very much.
There you go.
All right.
Well, any other questions from the folks in the audience? All right. 750th start. We mentioned it a little bit earlier before we came on. That's what Kyle is getting ready to do this weekend. Gosh, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like you mentioned, the Kellogg's car was at 05
05.
at
That's
Hendrick
right.
Motorsports. Was Alan Gustafson your crew chief?
He
then?
was,
That's-
correct. He was
Oof.
rookie crew chief, rookie driver. Those don't pair very well.
You won a race though, didn't you?
We did. We won 2 races our rookie year, and then we won a race the following year and another race the following year. So
Wow.
4 wins in my 3 years there at Hendrick.
I've been covering you since then. Is like just a snap, right?
Yeah, it feels just like yesterday. Like I remember, there's still a lot of people over there at Hendrick that I see at the Chevy Tech Center, and then of course still see at the racetrack. You know, one of the Aero guys that's always been over there at Hendrick on the Super Speedway programs. He's always at Talladega, Daytona. So I saw him the other week at Talladega, and just was like, "Yo, man, what's up? You
That's
know,
amazing.
how you got these things running here today?"
Yeah.
And we out-qualified him, so I felt pretty good about that. That was nice.
Do you have anything planned? Is it like do you recognize moments like that?
No, whatever the sport does. So I don't really recognize that. I just prepare and work on it as if it's any other race to go out there and try to achieve our best result. We want to go out there and win. We want to put a win on the win column this year for going to Phoenix. It's been a good place for me over the years. We've won there on the old style, the new style racetrack. So I enjoy that area as well too.
We have a question from Aaron for Austin. What is your favorite moment in the 3 car?
It has to be the Daytona 500 in 2018. We had a dinner the night before with some sponsors, and on the way back, RC was like, "Man, if you win this thing tomorrow, you got to go through the grass." And it's just the history of the sport, all the things that happened at Daytona. I had flipped through the catch fence, tore the catch fence down in the summer race there, and so it kind of had owed me one, and we slid through the grass, and actually the grass turned out into be a number 3. I didn't plan that or nothing. I was just sliding through the grass, and it looked really cool. And yeah, so going to victory lane there.
That's awesome. Speaking of grass and celebrations, have you guys ever seen Austin's celebrations where his crew guys and Austin slide through? Where was it that it went
About killed me.
wrong? Was that Nashville?
I learned early on in the truck series that you don't try and belly slide on painted grass. Sticks really fast. I scorpioned one time. It was just like...
Was that Nashville that happened, or was
Yeah,
it was Nashville?
It was Nashville. And I did that one time and then went and threw up in the truck after I did it. Because I had an in-car camera, and it was funny because we had a Christmas party here, and I told somebody about it, and they went back and got the in-car camera footage. But I took the checkered flag and hung it over the in-car camera, and you can just hear me go, "Ugh!"
Oh my God.
And they played it at our Christmas party. But
That's good.
yeah, I learned a lot about that sliding deal. But yep.
Did you do that because of baseball?
Yeah,
Like,
it was
how
just
did it-
something
yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
Yep.
Different, right?
Totally.
There's so many ways to celebrate, not be a copycat.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
and I talked to you because I feel like I was getting ready for an interview with you, and I was like, do we know why Kyle does the bow? You called it the dipply-doo? Is that what you called it?
I never said that.
You
no.
did? I think you said something like the dippy-doo, something like with your hand like this.
It's just the bow.
And you go ahead. I'll let you tell the story.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, growing up in Vegas, being around the shows in Vegas, anytime you go to a Vegas show, after the show's over, the performers come out and give the crowd a bow, thanks for coming, whatever, and so, but when I did this is back when the tires used to really smoke good, right?
Yeah.
There's a photo of me standing on top of my car after the Busch Series race at Charlotte Motor Speedway, and I literally, I did a big burnout. It was awesome, a lot of fun, whatever. I get out, and there is just a white cloud of smoke, right? And so I'm standing on the car just waiting for me to be able to see the fans, because I know if I can't see them, they can't see me, right? So I'm just waiting, and then all of a sudden it starts to dissipate and go away. And then, I was like, oh, well, it's kind of like a magician where you appear, or you disappear in the smoke. And so I gave a bow. That's what kind of made me think about it. So, yeah.
I love it. That's one of the most, that's
Austin
an
Hill, I think, did a
iconic.
bow the other week at Talladega.
Yeah?
I thought he did on top of the car after the race.
I didn't see that.
I
Okay.
think he did one of those.
Yeah.
That's one of the iconic things, because I don't know how many drivers have sort of like a thing that they do every single time, like the one thing that they do every time. Okay, this I guess will be for all of you guys. I don't know who it's from, so thank you for your question. If you did not go into racing, what would you be doing? I kind of think
Maybe I'd just be a GM of a PBR team.
Yeah, maybe a baseball player? Do you think you could have been a professional baseball
Well,
player?
that's the mic in the audience. Mike,
Yeah.
that's yours, buddy. All right, coming at you.
I would, I don't know. See, I was,
Yeah.
baseball, I stopped growing. So everybody was the same size in a race car, so that was nice. I don't know, I just love sports in general. I want to do something with sports. I was chit-chatting with you about the Hornets, and I could probably tell you all their players that they got in the draft this year, how they're looking. I like to build. I had a blast building the PBR team, so I like building teams and being a part of that.
It is rare because, even when I cover the other sports, it's like the Hornets. I'm not talking to a lot of the Hornets players about NASCAR or football.
Yeah.
I'm talking to them about basketball. Football, you're so consumed with the sport. I always love having conversations with you because, you do have this diversity. You can talk any sport, baseball.
Ask me about betting on them.
No, we're not going to do that.
We have bet him, Jim. We can bet on him.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do pretty well.
From time to time. I think I hit one the other night, Kansas City game.
The parlays are fun, right?
Yeah.
You can't bet on racing, though.
No, heck no.
No.
We
Kansas
don't
City
bet on
Super
racing.
Bowl.
Yeah, I've bet on some baseball stuff, some football stuff. So yeah.
Kansas City, they parlayed. I had Kelsey and Rice for a touchdown, and Chiefs to win by 12.5, and they covered. That was good.
There you go. Good night.
It's like plus 530. It was good.
Yeah.
I only put $50 on it, but still pretty good.
I get a question a lot of times. People say, "Do you gamble?" I
Every
said,
day.
every Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, there you go.
When them cars hit the track,
That's right.
trust me, you're gambling.
That's right. Before we go, because it is about time, I'll let Kyle answer the question. If you had not gone into racing, what do you think you'd be doing?
Oh man, I don't know.
Has it been your life as long as you both,
It has been, yeah. I was playing Little League Baseball like Austin when I was a kid as well too. So maybe I would have kept venturing down that path, or I love cars so much anyways. My dad was always a huge car guy. He was a dealership mechanic and then sold tools. So maybe I would have went into school and become an engineer or something and worked on them anyways if the driving thing didn't work out. So yeah, I always asked the wife if she would have been okay marrying a garbage guy. So, she says, "I love you no matter what, honey."
Yeah.
So that would have worked too.
Good answer. Yeah, because you're tall enough. You could have been a baseball player, been in another
Yeah.
sport.
Yep.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
I would have loved to have been Bryce Harper. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, well, listen, this has been awesome. You guys are awesome. This opportunity was so fun to sit here and kind of chat with you guys. Obviously, Streamily doing some great things, providing the opportunity for fans here at RCR Museum, but also that are joining us on the streaming platforms to literally watch your drivers sign something that you have just purchased. You don't have to go to the racetrack and stand there and hope that you can catch them. I know that they do it with other sports, and this is really exciting that they're getting into NASCAR because I do think that this is a really great thing. So if you've joined us online tonight or streaming, remember that you can, the QR code's there, streamily.com, RCR, /RCR team is where you can go on. Hopefully we get to do this opportunity again. You guys were awesome. So give yourself, was this fun? Was it worth the drive, everybody? Was it worth the drive? All right, Austin, Kyle, Richard, thank you so much for hanging out. And maybe we'll get to try some of this bourbon before we get out of here.
There's a glass right there.
Yeah,
Get you some.
we'll go off. We'll wait till the cameras are off because I
There you go.
yeah, I'm might be a little strong for me. It's